Welcome. I am the teacher. Today I'm going to speak very briefly. Try to speak briefly anyway. Let me put the timer on right quick. I try not to go over 30 minutes. I'll be wasting people's time. Attention span is not what it used to be for mankind. I'm going to talk a little bit about what you call Satan, the Bible, the Holy Quran, and of course mathematics. And I want to be clear as far as by using the language of mathematics in its proper term, which is your original language. English is not your original language. All of so-called modern day languages, I don't care if they're 6,000 years old, that's not your language. The universal language is mathematics. We are universal beings. We are not confined to the earth. This body that we are now in surely is of the earth. But when it comes to language, understanding the universal being, our language is mathematics. So I teach what you can say is in the form of arithmetic. I teach on the math at this stage anyway, as far as to add and to multiply. It is the beginning of understanding. I teach on 0 as being female, 1 as being male. The 0 is the womb. The 1 is just that, the pronounced 1. It's the 1 that sets things in order because you can add 1. You cannot add 0 until 1 is manifest. Once 1 is pronounced, 0 rolls with the 1. But everything comes out of nothing, 0. So 2 life forms, male and female. Again, 0 represents female, the 1 represents male. Now, in religions, the popular religion, Judaism, Islam, Christianity, God is 1. In mathematics, the 1 is the only number that exists. You cannot beget it, nor is it begotten. You can't. All you can do with the 1 is submit, because none of us would exist without the 1. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. 1 times 1 equals 1. Again, you can't add 0 until the 1 is manifest. So the 1 sets order. But when the 1 created itself in triple darkness, he went, if you facing the 0, he went to the left side of the 0. When the 0 is facing you, he went to the right side of the 0, making the number 10. That's why the mathematics that I teach is tenfold. I teach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6, 4, 2, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1, 8, 6, 4, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6, 1, 5, 9, and 7, 5, 3, 186, 429. So those are the 3 patterns of life. The three keys of life is the 3 and the 6 and the 9. If you watch my videos on the numbers, they out there. I'm not going to go over them again. They out there for you to study if you want to follow and get into it more. As like each video that I did, I said there's more to it. I showed you about the Fibonacci theory. I showed you about the number 2. Now, the number 2 is a very significant number. Now, like I said, 0 is female, 1 is male. The very next number after 1, the first number that the 1 creates is 2. 2 represents us. It's us. That's it. All life represents the number 2. Since we are in this state in the being, we see our significance with the 1. It's all things that are alive understand this: love. They know the force of love, the love of life. In my opinion, modern man has replaced the love of life for the love of money. The universe doesn't need money. The 1 doesn't need money. You cannot plant and grow money. It has no value. Religions need money, right? It's even in your pillars, you know, pay charity, help the unfortunate. You dealing with Satan. In mathematics, we don't teach money. I mean, mathematics, if you look at the so-called financial system, money, the way you use it, is math. It's all numbers. This world controls you with your own language, but they don't teach you how to use or thrive with money. They just don't. But money is based on numbers. So if you have understanding and if you have a pure heart, money and all these things associated with money, what you need to survive, will be given. You can't help but to get it because your language is mathematics. A lot of us has lost the understanding of how to use mathematics in its proper term so we can flow like water and find that level. Now, again, I teach the original thought, supreme mathematics. Reason why I call it the original thought, because I teach 0. The 0 is sacred. Nothing comes out of the womb old. Nothing comes out of the womb predefined. You cannot define the womb. That's why 0 or the female is called nothing. You cannot define it. She is sacred. Everything comes out of 0. You cannot define creation. She knows all about us. Period. 0. 0 plus 0 equals 0. 0 times 0 equals 0. The only number like 0 that if you add it and multiply, you get the same result. And that's the number 2. So when God starts the duality. And male and female equals 2. Meaning 1 plus 1 equals 2. That's how we got here. It's the original thought. We are in the image of the Creator, because the 0 and 1 came together and became 10 base. The first number they created was us. It's the number 2. Now 2 plus 2 equals 4, and 2 times 2 equals 4. And the number 4 means balanced. We are of the creators of life. And if you add us and multiply us, we equal balance. We are a complete level. Man is the reflection of his Creator. So we are the children of what? The Most High. We are the children of the One. Period. We are tenfold. We are universal beings. For those of you who receive my wisdoms for the days, or word for the day, whichever you prefer, you notice I put at the end of them, I put B. The reason why I put B at the end, for one, I like the way it sounds. But the hidden message in that is that the letter B is the second letter of the English language, meaning it's the number 2. The letter E is the 5th letter of the English language. And we know 5 is justice. So I say us, and what I say is just. You add them 2 numbers together, 2 plus 5 equals 7. You are a universal being. And I put it in caps to get your attention. So after all the statements, I say B. In the Holy Quran, it likes to say when Allah decrees a matter, he says be, and it is. You are a universal being, and there's nothing in the universe that's going to hide from you when you understand mathematics. Mathematics is your original language, meaning it's your form of communication, meaning it is your true way of life. So when people ask me, hey, do you believe in God? I say no. I do not believe in God. I do not have faith in God. I know God. There's no reason for me to believe or have faith in it. I know God. I know 3 plus 3 equals 6. I don't believe it. I know it. I'm not walking in a state of faith. You understand? I know God. I know God loves me because I love him. I don't entertain Satan in my life. I'm done with him. I have no use for him. I mean, he can't do nothing for me. He can do good. Satan can be kind. Satan can help me do things. Yeah, he can be very helpful. But he's not true. He doesn't deal with the truth. He ain't going to tell you the truth. He's not going to give you the solution to the truth. And those who worship him, willingly or unwillingly, can offer you a whole lot of assistance. They can help you do this, but eventually they're going to say, look, man, a woman, you have to help yourself. Well, math has already told you that. And the only thing that is true is mathematics. Tell me a number that lies. You can take any number and add it with another number, and you're going to get a result. 5 plus 20 is 25. There's nothing for me to believe that. It is a fact. It is known. Mathematics keeps your heart pure because nothing can come in that. You can't come to math and tell me that 18 plus 10 equals 26. That's incorrect. You can be checked. You can tell me that, but I can prove you wrong. It's no use for that. When you learn the cycles of life, when you learn the 3 patterns of life, Satan is not going to have anything to do with you. Like the Christ said, he's in the world, but it's not of it. The truth keeps you away from this world. Everything in this world is commercial. There's Valentine's Day is coming up. People are going to go out and maybe buy chocolate and flowers and all this stuff. It's commercial. The so-called day you are born physically, your so-called birthday, which is a fallacy, but that's another subject. Your so-called birthday is commercial. You want gifts, you want to celebrate it. And you don't even know the day you were born. You can't even prove you were born that day. You're not even aware of it. But you call it your birthday. There is nothing in mathematics is going to say that you can't prove it. How do you prove it? Some people tell me, when people have told me the day I was born, I can't prove it. They say, well, here's your birth certificate. What is that? I know when I was born, when I became aware of the one. I was sitting on my front porch. It was, I believe it was in early spring. I was about 3 years old, and I noticed that the wind was blowing. I felt the wind. I was looking at the trees, the birds, and all of a sudden, I said, I know what's going on. I am aware. And now I got the ear. I can hear. I can hear the one. I've been listening to the one ever since. It doesn't matter what so-called day it was, because I have continued to grow. Each time I hit a so-called completed state, the universe gives me a 0. I done had many so-called birthdays spiritually, and I hope I will continue to have many more. But physically, I came into the world 3 times. That's it. 3. I think I spoke about that on a previous video. Now, today, the Bible, the Holy Quran. 66 books, 114 chapters. You put them books together, you get 180 degrees. Male and female should both have an understanding of both books for modern day Satan, dealing with modern day Satan. If you want to remain in your religion, I recommend you get an understanding of both books, even the Injil or the Jewish Bible, the Torah. Get an understanding. And then all religions, get an understanding of them. If you're not going to use the math, if you're not going to engage in the understanding of your original language, being a universal being, get the religious books if you want to deal with Satan. I'm not trying to be funny. Satan is not in mathematics. We are living in the time of the coming of the Son of Man. He leads us to all truth. He's not coming speaking English. He's not coming speaking any of your so-called man's language. Truth is universal. Truth is not earthbound. Truth is universal. Period. There are some people who say they believe in aliens. If you're a universal being, how is anything alien to you? There is nothing in mathematics that's an alien. Alien is only for a discussion for a lack of understanding. We have a lot of educated people that I like listening to that break down, the cosmos and they talk intelligently and they can really get their point across. Oh, that's fine. But you cannot show me Satan in mathematics. You can't do it. You can't show me a lie in mathematics. You can't do it. There is no doubt in mathematics. We don't need to believe in a damn thing. I know God. I know the one. If I fail, if I come up short, I'm going to try to overcome that. I'm going to try to get better. You might not like a joke I say. You might say, oh man, that's not funny. That's a cruel joke. Okay. That is cultural and social dynamics. They don't have anything to do with the truth. If I'm telling a joke, some of you may read some of my texts. If you had access to my phone, you say, this cat's crazy. Especially if there's a football game on. I'm not a holy man, but I love the one. And there is a thing of grace. Just like I'm a parent. I raised children. My children were doing things they had no business to do. They got disciplined. But they weren't failures because they made a mistake or they disobeyed. They weren't failures. They are developing. They're growing. The one is with me, no matter if you like it or not. The one is with you. I'm talking to you not as an American or a Chinese person or a Japanese person. People love to name themselves after lands. You're a universal being. I'm talking to the one that is in you. Once again, all the numbers are equal because they all got the one in them. The reason you can always add and get a result because they're already equal. Everybody has the one in it. 1 billion is 1 billion ones. 76 trillion. 6 sextillion tons, a unit followed by 21 ciphers. It's ones and zero. That's it. Once you get to a 9, like you get to 29, you're going to need to go to the next level. You need to go to 30. Universe is going to give you what? It's going to give you a 0. The universe always gives you 0. Why? Because you earned it. Now you get that womb, because she knows all about the 40s. She knows all about the 50s. She knows all about the 60s. She knows all about the 70s. You're coming back through the womb. You hear in some religions, some faith, they say, oh, we're going to reward you a virgin. That's a misinterpretation. You're giving you a 0. Every man deserves a 0. Every man should have a blessing of connecting to that woman that knows all about him, that is with him. That when they're looking at each other, they're looking eye to eye, that she and he are together as one. They become tenfold, 10 base. They curate their universe. When you come into supreme understanding, you begin to understand and recognize people's behavior. When you learn how to move your frequency. When you wake up in the morning, or even when you lay down before you go to bed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 483 726 429. 753 186 429. Did you hear me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 483 726 159. 753 186 429. Those are the 3 patterns of life. When you learn the frequency, if you have a question, the universe is going to open up, because that's a gateway. All your life, you've been dealing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You only be dealing with one of the patterns. Some of you know about the 3, the 6, and the 9, but do you know how to really unlock the keys to it? Do you know how to use it in your so-called everyday life? Everybody's not on the same day. Just because the sun rises and it sets, the sun really doesn't rise or set. It stays up there. It's just your position of the sun and your part on the planet calls it night and day. The sun ain't going nowhere. It don't go up and down. It remains. You going around the sun. So the symbolism and how things appear, even in our language, we call it sunrise. It looks like it's rising, but the earth is turning. It remains. The greatest energy source that you have that has that vitamin D, etc., is the sun. You should look at it every morning for about 10 seconds. Then start your day. You should pray every morning. Start your day. Visual meditation is how you learn history. You think you learn history by people writing down? Aren't you connected? For those of you who are in your faith, do you think God is present? Then is he revealing anything anymore? God ain't saying nothing else to nobody on the face of the earth? God is done talking? Whenever you hear God, Don't you consider that a holy message? If God is present in your religion, shouldn't you be using him to uplift you, to guide you? He's present. So what are you waiting on? I am with the one. The first things I ask of you, get into a quiet state, close your eyes, repeat the 3 patterns, visualize the 3, 6, and 9. Keep your eyes closed, visualize it, and wait for the light. When you start seeing the light, follow the light. I don't know how long it would take that to happen for you, but trust me, it will happen. And when you start following the light, you will see. And what you see, observe. Don't judge it. Don't question it. Observe it. That's how you start becoming into that inner being, because now you are realizing that your eyes are closed and you're not dreaming. You are aware and you are seeing things that are actually taking place. Period. Once you start to develop visual meditation, then you will understand when you come out of that state, I'm sorry. Look, my videos are raw. I'm just learning how to do this. I noticed here I'm at 31 minutes. So I apologize for going over. As I always in my sessions, it's all about the one. And let's keep in mind that 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 equals 1. Thank you for listening.